you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard.
Once again, it's Swift. He'll get a yard. That's all as they get him down at the 28.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
The Lions had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
They go play action with Hurts.
He'll buy some time right.
He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Hurts throw complete there to Moore. He's got room at the 30.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Here's Hurts to throw. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is 3rd down.
Hurts.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive.
Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Vikings.
Well, that That's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Moore. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They run out of the gun with Swift. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Back and 60. Pat the street. Pat the street.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Dancing to his left. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. He'll return it from the 6. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
2nd down, they go right back to Cook. And some room to roam now. There he goes, right side. The 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. Now following the touchdown, Richter to kick off. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Now, they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them. But go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
79 Broncos.
Throwing is Hurts. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. They give him a gain of 38.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Well, we've seen quarterbacks get away with throwing the ball on the run, no doubt. But this, Charles, I think you'd agree, not the best of throws.
And listen, you're not always going to have a clean pocket to step up with the proper mechanics and deliver the football. I mean, that's a given. But you also have to understand your limits and know what you can get away with and what you can't when you're trying to make a throw like that.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27.
170 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll look to throw here.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Showed some of his improv skills there, getting flushed out of the pocket but still able to make the throw for the score.
So that means he's not a method actor?
No.
Because with the improv means break character when you need to. And in the NFL, when you have those guys chasing you, sometimes you have to break character in a big way. But I love the fact that he stayed downfield, kept his eyes up, and made the play. How many rookies do that well?
Now following the touchdown, Richter to kick off. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They will run straight ahead with Swift. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards.
And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
They're going to run a little pop pass here.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Cook. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
Wow, 185 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On play action, they'll throw.
And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And this one is right down the middle. And the route is on. It's 24-0. So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but hold on, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Well, he's been the guy already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Back to throw.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So call off the pick six.
Everything looked right. It looked like it was in their favor. Returned it for a touchdown, as you just described. But instead, the penalty for interference nullifies everything.
Now a toss for Swift left side.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Sharks got it left side.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
They'll run right here with Swift.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They're going to look to throw. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Detroit. DJ Chark, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are on the board here in the final minute of the first half.
So in a first half that most assuredly has not gone their way, finally a breakthrough late in this second quarter.
Yeah, they've been pretty thoroughly outplayed here in this first half. And while I don't think momentum clearly swings back in their favor in this case, they needed something positive to happen to give them some hope before they make their way to the locker room.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. This time they stay on the ground. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
Kene Nwangu now out of his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop, because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Check contact, check contact.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
At the 60, at the 60.
On 2nd and 9. Hurts. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Nifty move. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. Cook up the gut.
Boy, 203 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
It's it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams would take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable second down.
On second down, it's Cook again. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And here's Hoffrichter now, the punter, as he sends this one away.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun, it's Hurts. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be brought down at the 27. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10. Now a give, right side, Swift. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And in for the Lions, touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And now off to the races, down the right side. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Minnesota.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see. And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game.
picked by the linebacker, Brian Asamoah. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Second and 6. He rifles one that's intercepted. There he goes left side. Past the 20. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. The defense had understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And some space here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Dalvin Cook with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
We'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Ready?
On second down, Swift.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
50 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Cut 19! Cut 19! 19 tight! 19 tight! 7 Pirates!
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Hurts
got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
70 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Again, he finds more.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Swift is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about his desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
This likely a must-have. 3rd and goal.
Check that street. Go.
They'll run with Swift. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Jalen Hurts scoring on the sneak from a yard out.
And the Lions have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
Nwangu now from his end zone.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
Kene Nwangu.
He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Minnesota.
I can't help it, partner. Yeah, I get fired up. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the same game. This is fun to watch.
Yeah, we call a lot of games in a lot of different places. Sometimes it seems like we do it simultaneously, but we rarely get to see this. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns, and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Press on leading. Mustang 19. Panther 11. Panther 11.
Another try after the first down sack.
Hurts goes with the out route and completes it to Swift.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down. Hurts. Throw left side complete. That's Moore. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
On first down, Hurts. Looking left side, and it's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he'll get this into the hands of Swift once again. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. So he rolls out of the pocket left, just ends up finding a safety valve, but no gain there.
No gain, but it looked like they were well coached on the play because he still went through his progressions, and the receivers know that when the quarterback exits the pocket, they have defined routes to run now to get into his sight lines and try.
Touchdown! Tyler Boyd! A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are able to cut into that deficit. Austin McGinnis out for the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. They find some open field here. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they turn to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, 41 yards. And the Vikings look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Now the extra point. fake it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll work down inside the 45. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
18 Rattlers. Warriors 17.
Throwing is Hurts. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next.